Good evening, everybody. This is the Zelda 2 Max Rando tournament. Our match coming up is Culain versus Xarnax42. I am DM Stewart 1981. Alongside me is Victor Santa Fe. How are we doing tonight, Victor?
Hey, good night. So today we have a match of the guys that have won their previous matches, so it will be a very good match. One of the two of the best players of our community, so yeah, it will be exciting.
So I wonder how many gems we're going to have, how many heart containers we're going to have, and how many spells we're going to start with. I've the last seed I commented on in the tournament. The runners were in full dig shake from the word go.
Yeah, so I'm about to check that out. So we've got 2 gems, 4 lives, the candle, the raft, the spell of fire, life, and shield. So that's what we got tonight. If I didn't mess up anything, as we have a new update on the randomizer, I could be wrong, but I think that's what we got. So two gems to place. So yeah, that will be a short seed. These guys will make it up, I bet, in about half an hour, 40 minutes tops.
Well, I wonder what spell fire is linked to.
Yeah, also the spells are kind of expensive. Fire is costing 111 and life is costing 102, so they will have to get those magic levels soon if they want to find out what fire is linked with.
Yeah, that sounds like it. How much life do they start with?
They have 3 heart containers.
Well, it's better than some seeds we've seen.
Yeah, totally. So these guys will capitalize that and make this as fast as they can. So in case people is new to the Zelda Randomizer world and this Max Rando tournament, well, the Zelda Randomizer randomizes all the overworld, the items, and the palaces rooms, and the enemies. So it's totally random. You get a new game every time you play it. So, and well, this Max Rando flag that we're playing on this tournament makes everything very random. Like, for example, the quantity of heart containers you start with, the spells you start with, the items you start with, and the maximum of heart containers. So sometimes we get some 1 heart container seeds that throughout all the seeds you'll only get that 1 heart container. So it can be very trolly or it can be very free. This one today is going to be, I believe, a very fast one. The only thing runners are going to look for is the glove, but well, we'll see what bets and what risks they take in this one.
So if you only have 2 gems to place, which palaces are you looking for? Personally, I'm probably looking for Horsehead and Helmet Head.
Yeah, well, I believe it has to do with that early exploration. Sometimes you just do some early exploration of the caves and the grass tile and the items you get, and depending on that, you make your decisions. Because, for example, there are some palaces that aren't glove blocked. Yeah, like Palace 1. Palace 1 is what you want from the beginning, always, because you can only be blocked by keys, which will be having a role today because they don't have the magic key and they don't have the spell of fairy. So keys will be a thing. And there is Palace 4 and Palace 5 that aren't glove blocked. However, Palace for beating Palace 4, you have to have the spell of Reflect, and for beating Palace 5, there is a room that requires you to have the fairy spell. So, yeah, we'll see how these runners deal with this. Palace 1, 2, and 3 are very attractive because they are small. Palace 2 can be a little bit trolly, but well, they need the glove to maybe they'll need the glove to beat those two palaces. So we don't know yet what they will do. As I told you before, they will look for items around for a little bit and make their decisions depending on the items they get.
So what do we know? We know that we're going to have 3 dungeons in the Western continent and 3 dungeons on the Eastern continent. We know that we're going to have 1 dungeon on Maze Island. We know that there's going to be a dungeon in Valley of Death. And we don't know what dungeons are going to be where.
That is correct. Yeah, Palace 1 likes to be in Maze Island. It tends to be there for some reason. Palace and Great Palace likes to be in Maze Island too. But well, that is just me guessing things, because yeah, that is totally random. You can get any palace anywhere. The thing that the towns are a different story, because the towns of the west can only be on the west, and the towns of the east can only be on the east. So yeah, there's a problem that with the randomizer, that you cannot shuffle the towns between continents, because there are some places outside that belong to the towns, but that aren't outside of the towns. Like for example, the King's Tomb is part of a town in the code. So if you take the town to the other continent, it will cause them an error. So yeah, not the towns are in their respective continents so far. And yeah, we got
and I think Bagu, right? Bagu as well, right?
Yeah, Bagu. I believe Bagu is part of the town of Saria, and the King's Tomb is part of Mido, and there is something else. Well, there are some things that are linked to the towns that make very difficult for the towns to move around. Well, it is possible, but it will take a long time for Dick Check to code that. So we don't know if that is in his mindset in this moment. For now, he's kind of wanting to shuffle between the Shorsh and the spell you get in middle. Those two doors, he wants to swap them sometimes. And in Darunia, the same thing. He wants to swap between the chimney and the door you get the spell from Darunia. So that, well, it's not in progress yet. Yesterday we got a new update that fixed a lot of things of the new updates. So we now can play as several characters. We can play as Zelda, and we can play as a Dark Knight that were designed by players of the community. Zelda was designed by Nightcrawler, and the Dark Knight was designed by Jackimus. And it seems we're gonna start soon the race. So let's see what we get.
And we are off.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe culain is a little slightly behind, and we're going to be off in a minute. So before we, so while we're waiting to get going, uh-oh.
But yeah, we're having some technical difficulties from the players, so we'll see what we can do.
So this Max Rando tournament has been, it's been a lot of fun. It's been really my introduction to the Zelda 2 Rando community.
Wow, what an introduction, man. This is the...
Yeah, I'm not playing in it. I'm just watching and doing commentary. I came from the, I've been trying for about a year now, working on learning the 100% max or 100% all keys run. So I know the palaces, I know the caves that you actually have to go through, but I don't necessarily know the randomized side of it as well. And we are off.
Yeah, the randomizer side creates kind of some rules. For example, what I told you before, that the towns cannot be swapped between continents. Well, the limits of the randomizer create some rules that when you race, you have to have those in mind. For example, when you run Rando, the spells you start with in max Rando flags, you can see they are in the positions of the towns that they don't have to visit. So you have to have that in mind because you can lose time getting into a town with already having the spell of that town. So the guys are entering palaces.
Is that a palace 4?
Palace 4, yeah, it's in the left, and I don't know where is Xarnax. That looks like Palace 2. He just wanted to kill some enemies.
And Culain finds Death Mountain right away. And King's Tomb.
Yeah. And Palace 1. That's what you want to find. But he decides against it because, well, the runners don't have keys yet. Well, and they don't have fairies, so we'll see how they deal with that.
Yes, the lack of ability to get through any kind of locked doors.
Yeah,
and Xarnax is in Trophy Cave.
That is correct. And well, he's gonna get the kid.
And it's flute and hammer.
Okay, so I got the items wrong. Maybe it has to be with the update thing. I have the latest version, but I don't know what version they're running on. So
and is that Parappa Pass?
I believe that is Fairy Pass because it has more than one enemy. But we'll see.
Well, whichever one it is, it's got a red Dyra in it. And Culain finds the backside of Saria. Oh no, it has more than one enemy. It is Fairy Pass.
Yeah, that is correct. Well, Xarnax is a player that is used to dealing with this red Dyras. As you can see, it took some work, but he made it. Let's see how the rest of the cave is. He just took the level and got out. So yeah, he's interested in levels in this moment. Both players are looking for levels and maybe getting a key drop However, I don't know what version of the randomizer they're running on, and if they activated the random drops that the new update has. So we'll see if we get some weird drops. In the new update, we can get keys and we can get one-ups, and we can get very juicy pivacs with up to 500 experience points. So yeah, we don't know what these guys are playing yet. We're gonna see what enemies drop. So far, it's been very normal. And Xarnax is entering Magic Container Cave, so we'll see what he finds there.
And another red Dyra.
Yeah, these guys in the dark and with another enemy close to them are a nightmare. So, well, thankfully we got some good players tonight, because these caves are pretty nasty for beginners like me.
And they do have upstab.
Well, that could
Xarnax.
help in Great Palace.
Okay, another thing that's randomized is what the terrain of the encounter. And it looks like forest encounters are road. And plains encounters are swamps.
Yeah, that is correct. That plays a huge role, especially on the east, because sometimes, well, the road or the desert encounters are the lava encounters you get on Valley of Death.
And
so yeah, Xarnax visiting.
And Xarnax has found Bagoo.
Yeah, well, we have seen one of the ends of Sadia, so that could be useful. And it didn't take a long time for him to make that discovery, so that could be good for him. He's gonna enter Palace 1. He's gonna see if he can do anything without keys.
Now, let me ask for those who are. Ooh, we have Magos. We have Magos in Palace 1.
Yeah, all enemies are randomized except for Great Palace enemies, and between palaces and overworld, you cannot randomize those, but Palace enemies are randomized, so you can get Magos in Palace 1, which can be, and blue iron knuckles in Palace 1, which can be very trolly.
So let me ask, for the benefit of those who are not familiar with the randomizer, how do you know that that's Palace 1?
Okay, so the palaces have some art in their columns. In the case of Palace 1, you can see it's kind of like a smiley face, like a primitive thing. So there are 3 palaces that have that face on their columns. Those are Palace 1, Palace 4, and Great Palace. And you can identify, well, Palace 1 because you don't have any enemy at that entrance, while in Palace 4 you got the Amoa, a flying eyeball. So that's how you identify Palace 1 and Palace 4.
Okay, and then Palace 2 and Palace 5 have the same columns, the same column topper, and Palace 2, the way you tell the difference there is Palace 2, you get a red jar from the Iron Knuckle statue.
That is correct.
Palace 5, there is nothing in the Iron Knuckle statue. And then in 3 and 6 are the same, and you can't tell those until you get into the palace itself.
That is correct. 3 and 6, you have to guess what they are because you cannot know until you enter the palace and find, well, the rooms you are familiar with. However, you can even explore 2 or 3 rooms of palace, 3 or 6, and not being able to tell them apart because they have very similar rooms also. Sometimes the difference is the enemies that lie on those rooms.
And we are having some difficulties with Culain. It appears he's just gone offline.
Yeah, we'll see if he's still playing because I believe his stream is not online. So we'll see what happened with him. Meanwhile, Xarnax crossing the bridge of the town of Saria. So we're gonna see what the spell in that town is.
One of the easy free spells to get.
That is correct. But with the new update, well, we are not playing those features today, but with the new update, there are some, the town of New Kasuto stopped being free because you have to have the flute, the hammer, to activate that town as you have to in the original game. So we got those 2 updates. We have the hidden palace and the hidden town. So we are very hyped about those updates, and we are playing a lot the new randomizer because, well, it brings new challenges into the table.
And we did not see what spell that was in Saria.
That is correct. We're getting a very buffered stream out of Xarnax. So yeah, I think Twitch is acting up today. Let's see what happens with these players.
From the other side of Saria, he does get to Mido.
Yeah, that's a town where at this moment you cannot do anything because, well, you need to have jump or have fairy to get the downstab technique, and you have to have the medicine to get the spell.
So obviously the spell he got from Saria was neither fairy nor jump.
That is correct. So I believe culain is back up on the IRC chat. So I think his internet is acting up. He's saying that his internet is having a lot of problems. He's gonna start recording because, well, he's having problems with his internet connections.
Well, that does happen.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough that hasn't happened to me. Sometimes my computer restarts without by itself, and, well, thankfully that hasn't happened in a race or a restream. Well, I think we got culain back. He's gonna show us what the spell in Saria is. And it is reflect. So yeah, Palace 4 is now a thing if the players find it quickly. Because it is very small palace, it can be trolly, but most of the times you find the dead ends very quickly. So you can solve it very quickly, and the boss is also, well, kind of free. He can kill you sometimes, but most of the times you can deal with the boss very easily.
Well, we have found Palace 4.
Yeah, I think we've seen Palace 1, Palace 2, and I don't know what the other palace we saw was.
No, we've seen Palace 4 because we saw the
oh, that is correct.
Palace 1 columns with the And Culain is that Medicine Cave?
That's correct. That is cave. Normally, that is full of small enemies, but with the max random flag set, you get big enemies on the bridge and flying enemies and a lot of lag, which can be very fun to deal with.
And heart container, the grass heart container spot has the raft.
So yeah, in the seed I rolled, that I guess I rolled it wrongly. It had the raft, but well, now the Xarnax has found the raft. We don't know if culain has. Let's see when he opens his menu if the raft is there. And Xarnax getting the spell out of Rauru. I don't know why he got out of there. I think he pushed the wrong button as soon as he entered. And it is shield.
Isn't that the vanilla spell you get from in there?
That is the vanilla spell. So yeah, you have to write your complaint to Dick Check.
Now, if you notice on Culain's screen, the orange bird enemies are showing up even though he doesn't have a candle. That's because the orange color palette always shows up in the caves, whether or not you have candle.
That is correct, and also the ones that match the Link's outfit. There are some kind of bluish enemies you can see sometimes, but yeah, the orange enemies always show up because and in the vanilla game also when you see any percent runs, you see the orange Dyrus. So yeah, that's because the developers thought you will never go through that mountain in the dark.
And Xarnax finds the trophy.
Yeah, at this moment, I think, well, the runners obviously are looking for keys, the magic key, the glove, and the spell of fairy. Thunder could be required, but it's a very low possibility. We've done the math with this tournament, and Thunderbird appears in out of every 5 seeds, so that's a low probability. So if you don't have Thunder, the thing to go is to get into GP and find out. So yeah, the thing that is slowing these runners down is the lack of keys in this moment. We saw Xarnax try to deal with the palaces without keys, and I believe it didn't turn out well for him. He's gonna see in the town of Ruto if he finds the spell of fairy or something that helps him in any other way.
And
both
Culain
players,
is right behind him.
Yeah. So this is the spell, which in Max Rando is kind of useless. We haven't seen, well, it could be a thing, but
I don't know. You get a Valley of Death encounter, you get a lava encounter, you still want to spell.
yeah, that is correct. And we haven't seen where the Great Palace is. So I think it is guaranteed to be in the east because we haven't seen it in the west, and I believe palaces in the west are 1, 2, and 4. So yeah, I could be wrong, but I believe that's what we've got in here.
Yeah, we've seen 1, 2, and 4 on the west, so it's going to be on either on the east or it's going to be on Maze Island.
Yeah, well, Maze Island is on the east, so you've got 4 palaces on the east. So 2 palaces in the open, and 1 palace on Valley of Dead, and 1 palace on Maze Island.
And culain picks up a magic container. And that would be a heart container cave.
That is correct.
Yes, that third to answer the question in chat, that third spell is spell. And really, all of our players are. The Xarnax has found the raft spot.
Yeah, it's in a very trolly place. You don't see that very often. It is locked between the river and the only way, the river and the mountains, and the only way to access to it, which is what culain was trying to do but didn't decided against it, was getting through that bridge encounter that you get in the middle of the continent and walking through some very thin road to get to the raft spot. So now, well, Xarnax is on the east. He's gonna capitalize all the juicy pivacs that the east offers. So we're gonna see what he finds on the east.
Okay, so we know on the east that we have forest is desert.
Yeah, that's especially you have to keep in mind where are the places that are safe, because that could save you a lot of time and a lot of life. So yeah, you have to have in mind where those spots that are safe are. And well, those spots change in the divisions of the continent. As you can see, most of the times the west is divided by 2 and the east is divided by 3. So when you cross a division in the continent, the spots change. So sometimes you
And
get
culain finds old Kasuto.
and it is
Gets the
fairy.
fairy spell.
So he is in palace hunting mode. We'll see what he does. Well, I guess he's gonna stay on the east, maybe to level up a little and see what is out there. Locate where Great Palace is.
Okay, culain is gonna take the River Devil. Let's see what's behind the River Devil, and that's gonna give me the opportunity to plug Rate My River Devil.
Yeah, that's very cute river devils there.
Looks like culain has found the boots somewhere.
That is correct, and that will help him, especially in the east. And there are 2 palaces. We're gonna see what those are.
And graveyard is desert in those. This is going to be Palace 5. Okay, the boots were in, yes, and Great Palace. And Xarnax finds the boots. The boots were in a cave that we recognize. Culain has found the mountain town.
Yeah, he's just gonna heal in there because I believe, well, he has the key.
Well, he's got the kid. He's got the
Yeah.
kid, so he can get the spell.
He's gonna get upstab, but I'm not sure.
They already have
started
upstab.
with We'll see what the knight tells him.
No one has placed a gem yet. That is correct. That is correct, Trails.
And I didn't see what happened with culain. I don't know if he just found out before talking to the knights. I think he did. I think he pulled off a Victor Santa Fe play in the Abstab room. So that is thunder. Wow. So the East is full of valuable things.
Zeph, Culain with his fairy spell is going to. I thought he was going to head into Palace 2. Xarnax is going to check out what palace it is in Valley of Death.
Yeah, I think that, well, he hasn't found the two palaces that Culain did. So if he had checked those, he wouldn't be doing this because, well, that palace should be 3 or 6. And the palace in Maze Island should also be 3 or 6. So
Yes, Culain is in 4.
yeah, the thing about not exploring Palace 2 is that, well, you can be hammer blocked. There is a room that requires you to have the hammer, so I believe that's why he decides against it and goes into 4. And, well, neither of our players have moment. So, for example, that key will have to wait there because getting that key without downstab is pretty difficult, if not impossible.
Yes, but they have fairy now, and Xarnax is going in and out of this palace in the search for more
The thing about
XP.
fairy is that you have to, they can cast it only once. So they have to dead abuse like Culain is doing at this moment if they want to cross through doors. And, well, thankfully they have a lot of lives, so they can abuse it a lot, but it takes a lot of time to dead abuse sometimes.
Or they can do what Xarnax is doing and grind off of an iron knuckle statue and get magic levels.
Yeah, that's what is exciting about this, is that the choices you make, well, they punish you or award you in this category a lot because, well, in this moment Xarnax is grinding for experience, is kind of losing time at this moment, but at the same time he's getting his magic level down so he can explore palaces, while Culain just dived in and, well, he's suffering a little bit of time loss, having to dead abuse every time he finds a key lock. So we'll see which way is faster, which way is less punishing for each of our players. So we lost Culain again, I believe. Meanwhile, Xarnax is doing the grind.
Hey, nothing wrong with doing a little bit of grind. I can recall a seed. It was the first seed I did the first seed I did comms on in this tournament, where the dripper enemy was 200 point blue iron knuckles. I mean, what he's getting now is he's doing 150 point red iron knuckles. I mean, it's not a bad thought. And the Valley of Death encounters are road encounters. And Xarnax is going to find that the River Devil is completely useless, which he should have, which he maybe should have recalled, having been down the Valley of Death area. And he has found the entrance to Maze Island. We haven't found new Kasuto yet, Trails, but we have found old Kasuto. Xarnax fighting the lizard knights, and we have wall Stalfos. Xarnax has found new Kasuto, and it's
Yeah,
7 magic containers to get the item.
so my computer restarted. So yeah, we have a very RNG, real life RNG heavy night tonight.
And
so yeah, we're suffering.
Culain finds the boss, and he's got Reflect. So this is going to be gem number 1.
Yeah, that puts him ahead, I believe, because well, Xarnax seems like he's enjoying the exploration.
I missed what spell Xarnax just got.
I believe he's gonna get the spell item at the end of the town, so we're gonna see what
It was
spell he got there.
life. He got the life spell. And Xarnax finds a heart container as the secret item.
Yeah, Culain keeps doing 4 in search of the item, so thankfully that will give Xarnax a bit of a chance. But well, he finds it right away, so yeah, that's that for Xarnax, who is behind 1 gem. And in this short race, that could be a huge thing.
Now, the item in 4 is a left entry.
That is correct. The items in 3, 4, and 6, you have to enter from the left. So yeah, and the items in 1, 2, and 5 from the right.
It is the medicine, and then Xarnax finds the candle on Maze Island.
Yeah, that's not what he wanted to find there. So yeah, I believe Xarnax is doing very happy exploring, and he's getting left behind because well, Culain is doing Palace 1, so at any moment Culain is gonna be in Great Palace mode. So yeah, and Xarnax is finding 3 and 6, so not very cool options to explore because well, in 3 you have higher possibilities of being. For him, I will do it because well, I will be conscious that I have lost a lot of time exploring.
And now the question is this 3 or is this 6? This is 3.
I believe that is 3 because
this is 3. 6 doesn't have an outside section.
Wow, that was a weird play. I believe he
And
did it to survive, and he even failed at surviving. So yeah, that was a
and
troll.
Culain finds a heart container as the item for Palace 1.
So both players have 4 heart containers. We're gonna have to see how Great Palace, how trolly it is with those uh, life levels our players have at this moment.
I think I agree with Trails on this. It's a race for the glove.
Yeah, we don't know yet what Great Palace is like. There is a very low probability that Darkling could be not glove required, so I don't know. The thing is that Great Palace is very far from where Culain is, so I don't think he will take a peek into Great Palace before exploring a bit more for the glove. Okay, in chat they are saying that Xarnax placed the gem. We didn't see when, but well. And we've got a nice screenshot of Link proposing to Hammer brother. So yeah.
And it's a magic container in Palace 3. In Palace 3 on Maze Island. So if you are enjoying this race as Culain finds Horsehead, if you're enjoying this race, give these runners a follow. They have been gracious enough to allow us to restream them.
Yeah, we should also thank JLo for tracking and Uniman for the restreaming.
Yes, JLo7 for tracking, Yanniman restreaming, and of course my partner Victor Santa Fe.
And you too, DM Stewart. Great job on this tournament. So yeah, thank you for helping us bringing the Zelda 2 randomizer nightmares to the world.
Oh, it's fun. And Xarnax that's a pea bag in the first magic container cave.
Wow, that cave looks worse than it did when Culain did it. I don't know if the lag is higher now because you can see the enemies. But yeah, when Culain did that cave in the dark, it didn't look that bad. He's gonna go for it anyway. Meanwhile, Culain is in a pivot cave in the east. So yeah, they're looking for the glove. They're not taking any chances. They are doing their exploration to.
Well, so much in Great Palace needs the glove.
Yeah, there's a very high probability of needing the glove in Great Palace.
Well, you know, it is a 500. It is a 500p bag.
Yeah, in this moment for this tournament, all the items that are replaced by pivacs are guaranteed to have a 500 pivac. Dick Shake wants to change that, but he's gonna hold off that feature for after the tournament.
I would be likely to be banking banking levels to get attack, maybe magic, but probably attack.
Yeah, we haven't seen how expensive Thunder is in case they need it. And well, they are getting some magic containers, some heart containers.
And culain picks up a heart container.
And more P-backs. Yeah, Max Brando, a P-back is kind of a good thing, especially in races that you feel that
Well,
are going to be short, like this one, but they aren't.
in a 2-gem seed, 500 P bags are a really good thing.
Yeah, especially because you cannot
Oh,
place those gems and get the experience from gems. So yeah, they have to level other ways.
oh,
More culain.
trails. Oh, trails. That's cruel. Magic container lady blocking the glove.
That could be a thing.
Big bucks, no whammies, as culain gets the thunder I think it was the thunder spell. Or life spell was the new pseudo spell. Sorry.
So yeah, Trails is jinxing this Sith, and well, love could be anywhere. I insist I will check GP. I will take a little peek in there, see what that GP is about, and get out of there.
Well, culain up to 6 heart containers.
Yeah, his survivability is way better than Xarnax is because, well, Xarnax is at life 3 and he has 4 containers while he has 6 containers and life 5. So, yeah,
Oh,
he...
how ugly would it be to have the glove be over in Hammer Cave?
that could be a thing. Uh, but I think Trails Jinx is a bit worse because you have to get one more item before getting allowed into that house. So
Well, Xarnax is going to get his down stab.
has Culain gotten his downstab or he's still without downstab?
Culain, I believe, is still without down stab. Culain is going to pick up the cross and the Culain's going to pick up the cross and the candle, most likely.
So Trails is saying that if Culain gets into Palace 3 and explores, and he's gonna find in the magic container he's missing for visiting the lady on Yukasuto. So that could be a thing. Let's see what he does. As well, he's gonna find in this that drop. He's gonna find a whole bunch of nothing. In other words, the candle. And well, we'll see if he checks into 3 or not. Well, and he doesn't. I wouldn't either because, well, uh, I could be glove blocked. Xarnax did it because, well, he hadn't found GP at that moment and the other palace. But yeah, culain doesn't get into Palace 3, so we're gonna see what methods these players follow to get that glove.
And looks like culain is exploring the singleton tiles, the one tile encounters.
Yeah, in the east you can get, well, in the lava and the forest tiles you can get pivacs and 1-ups.
Oh,
And well,
culain
he
has
found
his
it.
culain has his 7th magic container.
I believe he found it in the desert tile. The desert tile that has a big item. There is only one of those. And it is a pivac. So yeah. There you go, Trails. There goes your fantasy. You should have written a fan fiction about it.
However, Death Mountain Glove is still open.
That is correct. You have now the palaces and Death Mountain to explore. So yeah, another cruel thing will be the glove to be in 5 as well. That palace is a nightmare. It's very long.
I'm still wanting to see Death Mountain Glove.
Yeah, that mountain is fun for some reason, especially when you start in this game. That mountain feels cool to beat. So yeah, that mountain could be a thing. They are gonna avoid it at all costs, but we'll see how soon they decide to get into it. I insist I will take a peek into the GP. I hate to be insistent, but well, this category is a lottery, so you have to make your bets, and that will be.
They have not seen Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, the thing is that they have the hammer and they have the boots, so getting to Death Mountain isn't that bad of an idea. So let's see what culain does. He up an ace and restarts at the West Continent, so we're gonna see what approach he takes. He's gonna do 2.
Yeah,
or
he's
5? No, 2. That is 2.
Culain's got the wait, culain's got magical key?
Where was the magic key for culain, Trails? If you can tell us, please.
It was in one of the P-Bag caves, Eastern Continent P-Bag cave.
So culain finding the item room in Palace 2 very quickly. There is very that doesn't happen often in Palace 2, but of course Palace 2 had to pull off a jar.
Just a red jar.
Yeah, Palace 2 is a troll. Oh, almost always. 99% of the times Palace 2 is a troll. So that for not being required, Palace 2 has validated this ROM with that red jar. So yeah, this seed is now valid. That is an inside joke that Rosie is saying and Trails and I have. So that mountain. So yeah.
And
Mr.
Xarnax is gonna get his item from the woman, from the old woman.
Yeah, so I have to ask: is the DM in DM's toward about that mountain?
It's my initials.
Okay, well, but yeah, it matches that mountain. So yeah, I can see the hype you have for the glove to be here, which is a very high possibility at this moment.
And Culain, I'm not sure what he's looking for.
That is Hammer Cave. So he found it. Meanwhile, Xarnax is doing Palace 5.
Yeah, Buzz Thunder.
So yeah, this is gonna be a very nice moment when we find who is right. The one who entered Palace 5 or the one who entered Hammer Cave in Dead Mountain. And they're gonna find the item almost at the same time because, well, Culain is one room away and Xarnax is in the room, so we'll see where is the glove if... And it is in Palace 5, so wow.
Oh wow, the middle-fingered glove in Palace 5.
Yeah, so well, Culain has the advantage in terms of beating palaces, but now Xarnax has the tranquility of being in full-on dick-shake mode. So, yeah. We'll see who finishes first because, well, I don't know if Culain is gonna go straight to Palace 5. We'll see.
And Xarnax is going to do Palace 2. And probably Palace 1.
Well, Palace 2 can still show us the fake boss room, so we'll see. Oh, and it is.
But that's the real boss room.
So yeah.
And not quite the full Yak Hammer, but pretty close.
So yeah, Culain is gonna do Palace 3. He's gonna find a magic container there, so he's not gonna be very happy.
Yes, suddenly Xarnax does not appear to be behind.
Yeah, he has the advantage at this moment because, well, Culain is gonna take a little bit to find his magic container and go somewhere else. Meanwhile, Xarnax is in go mode, so he's gonna make up for the time he's lost exploring.
Now, see, from my randomizer side, I come from the Zelda 3 randomizer community, so what the Z2 randomizer community calls full dig shake, I call go mode.
That is correct. I think the name is go mode, but, well, I don't know why we call it that way. There must be some inside joke behind it.
Oh,
Okay.
Trails, just stop.
Yeah, I haven't seen if Xarnax has thunder. I believe he doesn't. The only one that does is culain, so that could be a thing. That could be the twist we get for the ending of this race.
And Xarnax picks up his heart container in Palace 1.
So yeah, now they're equal in terms of survivability. Oh yeah. Can see how life changed.
And he is noping his way out of Palace 1. Okay, Trails,
Okay.
you want Thunderbird required at this point? Yeah, I do not understand noping out of Palace 1 there.
Yeah, me neither. We're gonna have to ask.
Right back in he goes.
Culain is looking for the rock. So yeah. That's what being oblivious about something is. That is very unfortunate.
I will agree, Thunderbird required would even this seed right back up.
Yeah, I guess Xarnax is getting that tingly feeling about that. So that's why he is acting in a little bit of a weird way. But yeah, in Max Rando, well, I think... Well, I will have checked GP half an hour ago. So there's a rock, let's see what it holds. And it is a hard container, so yeah. I believe now he's gonna go find Palace 5. I hope so.
At least we hope. 'Cause that's what we hope. But as my boss's boss says, hope is not a plan. And Xarnax is making his way through the bubble room.
Well, the thing about downstab is that, well, he can get it. He has the fairy spell. But we haven't seen if he found... No, I believe he found middle. Yeah, because I think he has the spell out from middle. So yeah, as we thought, culain is gonna go through the Valley of Death and face Palace 6, I believe.
Yes, that was 6.
So yeah, not in the right track.
And Xarnax is going to place his second gem, and... Is he going to go and try and get, the, lightning spell, or thunder spell?
Well, he's heading to the east, so we'll see what he does. But if I were him, I wouldn't.
I believe Xarnax did opt out of that level because he wants the better level that's coming up after it. And Xarnax heading into Grand Palace.
And culain finding Barbara.
Culain finding Barbara. That's not where that's not what he's looking for, though.
So it is glove required, is GP. So yeah, my bet will have blown off on my face.
I'm just wondering how many. There's our first bird. There's our first couple bird knights. And there's our fried chicken.
Yeah, so we're gonna see if the giant fried chicken that can fly is required. So I guess culain will finally head to Palace 5, so Great Palace being the great equalizer. It can still be anyone's race.
Although Culain is first going to find out that River Devil was completely useless.
Yeah, that is correct. I don't know what he's looking for. I don't know if he has missed anything in the east. Maybe he hasn't found one of the towns and he's feeling queasy about it. And yeah, finally Palace 5 for Culain, so he's not that far behind. And this Great Palace is looking horrible, man.
Whole lot of dead ends.
Yeah, very mean rooms to get to those dead ends. So very mean Great Palace.
Culain passes up the pea bag. Oh, because he's figuring he's gonna up A right out of here.
So yeah, this looks like one of those lefty palaces that Trails enjoys. The left. Great Palace.
And Xarnax finds a chicken and waffles room.
And Culain finally finds the glove. So yeah, that was unfortunate for him because, well, he had a very big lead. So we'll see how close the lead becomes in the way that Culain explores Great Palace. We'll see if he takes any unconventional decisions because, well, I believe he must feel like he's behind, but we don't know.
both runners in Great Palace.
Oh, and culain doesn't have downstab yet, so that could be a thing too. Yeah, both runners have very huge Achilles heels in this moment. Xarnax doesn't have thunder, and culain doesn't have downstab, and both things can block them out of the way here. So yeah, culain taking the very normal route you will take, so he's not taking risks at exploring this palace. So let's see how this seed treats Dark Xarnax. So this room that Xarnax is in is a room that has a lot of things, has a lot of enemies, and it could have some giant bots that lag all over the place, and it has a jar hidden in one of the waffles. So yeah, there's that giant bot.
True final boss.
That is correct. That thing traumatized me as a child. I think I stopped playing Zelda 2 for like a year or a year and a half after I found that thing for the first time. And well, it leads to a dead end. Let's see if it takes the refill. It could be a jar, or it could be okay, another giant bot, and there could be a chicken in that tile. Okay, so he's in a fan room. We call a fan room because, well, there's lots of fan here. He's almost dead. Let's see if he survives this room. And he doesn't.
Fried Chicken wasn't dead because he went off the screen and back on. And another chicken and waffles room.
And this one looks mean because, well, the position of the spicy chickens is not ideal. He's gonna take a lot of damage there.
Which those fried chickens do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, anyway, he used Reflect and that helped him a little bit against those chickens. Have we seen what fire is linked with?
We have not. At least not to my knowledge.
Yeah, the thing about fire being so expensive at the beginning is that sometimes you forget you have that spell, and it could be a very useful thing and you just don't know.
Xarnax takes a life refill.
So yeah, I'm not sure why culain didn't get the downstab technique, man. I don't believe. I believe he found middle, but well, let's see how that rolls for him in this great palace. Okay, he didn't find middle. He doesn't have the fourth spell. He has the medicine, but he doesn't have the spell, so wow. That's why he doesn't have downstab. So very long Great Palace for a short version of it, which is what we are playing. We're playing
yes.
a short version of Great Palace. And you know what that means? That is raising a lot of the probabilities of Thunderbird being required. So hang on tight, because maybe Xarnax is gonna get the surprise of his life.
Maybe the troll seed has not finished trolling our runners.
Maybe both Thunderbird and Downstaff are required. So maybe our runners both have to leave Great Palace and get those things. So Chad is saying that both runners are in the same room. And yeah, they are in the giant bot room.
They're in the giant bot chicken and waffles room.
So yeah, Xarnax inducing his enemies into suicide in the fairy room.
Which is always a good thing to do.
Well, we have an abundance of giant bots in this GP. So we've got the other curtain room, the theater room, with another giant bot. So yeah, Boss Thunder is doing his job, sending all his brethren to these players in this set. And Xarnax game over, so.
I thought that might have been the Dark Link room there for a moment.
Yeah, that's not it. That's one that almost always have this flying angry chicken that comes at you as soon as you leave the narrow passage. So we haven't seen a lot of drops, right? We've seen the first one that is required. Man, I believe that we haven't seen the other drops. So Trails, what would you do if you were in this great palace at this moment? What will be your strategy?
So for a seed that we both thought was going to be relatively short, we're now over an hour. We're now up to about an hour 15.
That is correct. And well, culain just found out Thunderbird. So we don't know yet if that guy is required. I bet culain is gonna explore a little bit more and then go face him.
I will say that's good information to find, though, finding Thunderbird.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of the Great Palace at this moment, so yeah, Thunderbird is looking like a required thing. Let's see if he is. Yeah, an attack for Thunderbird is a very long fight. However, yeah, culain is very good, especially in surviving mean things. He has a lot of experience in doing attack one only seeds. We're gonna see how he deals with this Thunderbird. I believe he is halfway through it, while Xarnax is picking a 1-up.
Well, I can't blame him for picking up a 1-up there.
Yeah, I believe that 1-up in Great Palace is something you wanna find in your exploration always. So this is the room that Xarnax game over a while ago. So he's again in that one. And this is the one that requires you to have downstab. So once again, we're gonna see who's right. Because, well, I believe after Thunderbird came a drop, a forced drop that culain took. And well, we'll see which way leads to Dark Link. Could be hell for any of our players. It could be downstab required, or it could be Thunderbird required. And so far it's not looking good for any of those players. Both are having to explore a lot of rooms after the decision they took. So we got Eon drop. We'll see what is right to Eon drop. Okay, this is a very long GP, man. One of the longest I've seen when playing on shortened Great Palace flag. Okay, so that loop to the Eon drop, so Xarnax is now gonna take it. And Eon drop leads to another drop. So yeah, hang on, because the mystery is about to get solved and one of these players will die. And the loser is culain, man.
Darn.
Wow. Wow.
Xarnax finds Dark Link.
Man, I think culain was very unfortunate in this seed. All the decisions he took, they didn't pay off. So, and Xarnax was really lucky because, well, he didn't get Thunder and well, he found the glove in Palace 5. It was one of the first places he bet.
And
on.
Xarnax is our winner.
Wow, this was, man, this made me push a lot with my stomach, man. This, wow, the mystery in some moment Huge. So yeah, GG to Xarnax. He was very, very lucky. And well, he won. He took the risks that had to be taken and they paid off.
He took the right gambles.
So the thing, we don't know, but I believe is that downstab is required. So yeah, culain, I believe he's gonna take a long time to find that sad truth. And well, if he does, he has to leave Great Palace, go find the town he hasn't found. So yeah, that is very, 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 very unfortunate. Let's hope it wasn't required, but I tend to believe it was.
Culain's still trying to find his way around, and I believe we're right that he is not going to be able to get there without downstab.
Yeah, but he's about to find out. I think he's on the right way in this moment. I don't know how, well, when he finds it, how secure he will be of, how sure he will be of not having explored any other rooms. But well, we'll see.
Welcome, Xarnax. GG to you, sir. Hello, Xarnax. GG to you.
Hey, thanks.
So, that's Seed.
Yeah, that was a rough start. Okay, sorry, I had to mute my stream there. Yeah, I started off really, really poorly, and I knew pretty early that I was gonna need to basically go anti-meta and hope something worked out for me, and luckily it did.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, yeah, you were very lucky because there was a moment in Great Palace where there were two things that could happen. One of them was downstab being required, and culain didn't get it because he didn't found the town of Middle. So in this moment he's heading into that room that needs downstab, and well, he's gonna find out that he doesn't have it, so that's a thing. And the other thing is that he defeated Thunderbird, and I believe you didn't have Thunder. So yeah, almost at the same time, both things came into play. One of you had Thunder, and the other had downstab, and well, both things looked like a thing in some moment.
So yeah, it looked 50-50, I guess, if you're watching it.
So
yeah, I definitely... I saw Thunderbird and definitely was hoping I didn't need to kill him because I had no idea where the town even was.
Okay, so culain didn't kill the Thunderbird. I thought he did because, well, his stream is acting up a lot. So we missed part of the information, but well, he's facing Thunderbird again. So let's see where that leads him.
So Xarnax, what inspired you to dig Palace 5?
I mean, really, it's what I was saying earlier. I had a very strong feeling that I was way behind. I basically had two options once I had a bunch of game overs in the West, and there were a couple times when I was looking for stuff and just got lost. But yeah, so about 30 minutes into the race, I knew I was way behind. So my options were basically hope that GP was very difficult and grind up some levels, and just hope that I was better prepared for it than culain was. And I thought that would be a really time-consuming gamble. So I went for the other option, which was basically look for Death Mountain, dig Palace 5, basically do all of the things that he would be likely to do last, and hope that the glove was basically what I was hoping for, and I managed to. Actually, there was a one while where I was walking around the West, and people were probably wondering, like, what is he doing? What is he looking for? I was looking for Death Mountain, and I couldn't remember where it was. I got lucky that I didn't find it, because then I went back east and went to Palace 5 first.
Well, GG Xarnax on that game. We had some technical difficulties there at the start, but wasn't too bad.
Yeah, man, GG.
So was Thunderbird required, or was Downstab required?
Downstab required.
Yeah, I figured it was Downstab. So did you end up full clearing the seed pretty much like I did?
That was
I think culain explored a little bit more, because well, you had beaten the two palaces very early, and you explored a lot more. Xarnax did things a little bit differently, and well, he found the glove first, way first, like 20 minutes before you found it. So yeah, he didn't explore that much after that. So
Yeah, that Great Palace was kind of long. It was a bit tough. I didn't have the jump spell or the downstab going in there. I just didn't feel like I had time. I felt like I was behind this entire race because I lost about 6 to 8 minutes just trying to reconnect my internet.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It's almost funny because Divine smiting from Trails for missing this game. Honestly, the seed went pretty quickly for the most part. It's just the glove was hidden in the least likely place at the end of Palace 5. Like, I dug 6 before I dug 5.
Yeah, it sounds like you cleared a whole lot more of the seed than I did. I felt way behind too, and so I basically started doing all the things I figured that you would do last. And I got to Palace 5 pretty early.
So what took you so long from Palace 5? Was it the Great Palace, or what was it?
The West slowed me up a lot. I started out really, really slowly. Great Palace took me...
Hello?
Yeah, this was an interesting seed. I mean, for a 2-gem seed, you're not expecting it to take this long.
For all the places I was having to look for the glove, I expected it to take above an hour. I was getting worried, though, after the hour mark. I was expecting Xarnax to done any second around there. I felt like the glove being in Palace 5, right next to Great Palace, he probably would have grabbed that before me. But, he did.
yeah, you were ahead. Culain was ahead in the early game, and then when Xarnax found the glove, everything changed. Yeah, as I was telling Xarnax, there was a moment in Great Palace when there was this thing that Thunderbird or Downstab could be required, and at the same moment there was that mystery, and well, that was when Xarnax...
So did I die before Xarnax found Dark Link? Because I took a game over to Thunderbird. So was he still...
The thing is that as we were getting some frame drops from your stream, we thought you had defeated Thunderbird. So what you did after getting the game over, we thought was what came after Thunderbird. So we thought that maybe you were exploring what was in the back of Thunderbird, and Xarnax was exploring what was behind the Downstab required room. So
Xarnax never fought and killed Thunderbird.
I never even found Thunder.
Thunder was in Old Kasuto. It was right next to Great Palace.
I think it had to be in Naburu.
No, I walked right on out of Naburu. I didn't even grab that spell. I think it was in Old Kasuto.
Old Kasuto
Or
had
New Kasuto.
New Kasuto had life. Oh, it could have been Darunia.
Oh yeah, I cashed in the child, so maybe it was from that. Well, so much for Thunderbird, huh? Like, I just didn't feel like I had time to cash in for Downstab, so that costs a lot then. But we are both still in this tournament going into the next bracket round. Xarnax does take one off me here, but I'll be back in a round.
Yeah, and totally. This seed was about luck, because you both played very well, and well, luck turned out to be in Xarnax's way today. But well, yeah, we're gonna see how those brackets go, because well, you two are very, very good players. So thank you for bringing us that show of good play today.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the tree fell down my power line. I couldn't reset my router quick enough to fix it, but Trails will understand.
Yeah, I also took a restart of my computer in some point, so yeah, real life RNG was heavy tonight.
Yeah, I think I got kicked out of IRC like 3 times during the raid. Trying to connect back, it was not letting me come back in because I was trying to connect too quickly.
Yeah, that's so frustrating.
So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna announce what the next matches will be. So we've got on the 19th, we've got Link 7 versus Bunky at 2 p.m. The 19th is Saturday, so that's that. And we've got the 20th, Sunday, we've got JJ Smith 77 versus Dark Magician at 9:30 p.m. On the 21st, we've got Third Wolf versus the Countess at 6 p.m. And that same day at 11 p.m. Eastern, we've got Benglas Tube versus Rose City Saints. So yeah, don't miss those matches, and well, congrats to the players that raced tonight, because they both are gonna play the bracket part of the tournament. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thanks to DM Stewart for the commentary, and JLo for the tracking, and Johnny Man for the restream. We're sorry for the technical difficulties we all had. Xarnax's stream was dropping a lot of frames at the beginning. Culain was offline for some time. So yeah, that's life. That is real life RNG. So thank you for the patience and thank you for watching. And well, we'll see you again. We're gonna play the weekly race in speed gaming in about 13 minutes. So see you there if you want to see more Zelda 2 Randomizer, and if you want to see the new features of the update that let you play with different sprites and has hidden Kazuto and hidden palace and random drops and a lot more features. So good night everyone, thank you to the players again, and GG, and well, thank you again.
Thank you.